And a new pitcher for the Brewers. Pat Murphy going to the pen, and he's bringing in Yoel Payamps, one of their stalwarts down in the bullpen. A 3.05 ERA and a 25% K rate. So Payamps takes over for Peralta after Freddie goes 4. This one drilled left field. That one back some more, and up against the wall. And a catch is made. Holy cow.
I mean, he does it all. And this is an excellent job by going back. And Chourio gets the clear jump, but also the jump off the ground. 2 jumps that were excellent. Watch how this travels. It goes back. He turns. He's inching. Doesn't even see the wall, so he's going to pay the price for that. And he squares his back, and that's the key. See how he turned his back towards to kind of braced for contact, so you don't get hurt, and also you don't get the ball jarred out of your glove.
Great play out there in left. We talked about difference makers in this postseason. Jackson Chourio. I think he was just chatting with Mike Estabrook, saying, yeah, right up against it. But outfield defense, elite level outfield defense for the Brewers. I mean, their team defense overall sensational. They won the team Gold Glove last year. And internally, whether you're asking Matt Arnold, who runs their baseball ops, or Pat Murphy, they think their defense is even better this year.
Well, just think Chourio, this is rookie year. I mean, he's, moving around, play left, and yet can make key plays like that.
Right away, Tyrone.
Only 68 pitches for Freddie Peralta. Two and 2 on Tyrone Taylor. And that one lined to left. Chourio is there, jumps, and it's off his glove and then rolls to the wall. Taylor around second. He'll stop there. So Chourio not able to make the play that time.
Yeah, this ball, you talk about the route he takes, and this ball looked like it had some funk on it. I mean, you talk about how this ball is moving, and he comes in and then realizes his angle is too sharp. So then when you jump, and you're always in trouble if you're jumping way before you need to, because the angle is too sharp. So he tries to recover by jumping and finds he's too short, hits the end of the glove, and then rolls out there for the extra base hit or the error.
This one lifted into the air left field. And Chourio back. And makes the catch. Taylor will stay put.
And sometimes as an outfielder, when the ball is hit, especially when someone fights it off lefty, you can get sort of this knuckle and cutting action like a pitcher. And we see that these guys all season long were excellent. Second in defensive run save, second in outs above average, defensive efficiency, converting balls into outs.
Yep.
I mean, these guys did it all well.
And I think it's interesting too, because you're looking at a group, and one of the teams that really established defense as the floor for a team, the Tampa Bay Rays. That's kind of where it came from, and especially outfield defense. Remember, they were playing Kevin Kiermaier so deep because they wanted to prevent extra base hits. And go figure, Matt Arnold, who was David Stern's assistant general manager, now runs the show for the Brewers. Yeah, he came over here from the Rays.
I mean, what it says is, I'm not really worried about the ball in front. It's like, especially a power hitter, I'll give him the single. I'm taking away all the extra base hits. Unless it goes over the fence, I'm going to make sure I have a play on it. And so it cuts down on those extra base hits.
One of the things as it relates to Chourio that you do have to remember is he is a center fielder by trade. So I don't think he had played any left field prior to this year. So an adjustment for sure, but still very talented defensively as Lindor will take his base.
Yeah, look, and I can attest to how tough that is. I mean, I played center throughout the minors and then started off in left field. and it's a different angle, and the ball's on top of you quicker. In center, it's like your speed and your angles and everything is true in front of you. You kind of follow the ball, but in the corners, you have all the responsibilities backing up, and the ball is so much more quickly. You also deal with the wall more.
Yep. And that ball was smoked, almost 102. Oh, that play flagged down by Hoskins, leads over to Payamp, safe. And here comes the run in as Taylor is able to score, and we're tied up at 4.
Well, the first thing that was amazing about this was the fact that Hoskins caught this ball. He got screened, so it seemed like it was really hard to see. So he kind of falls back to make the play. And Taylor always hustling. I mean, Iglesias, sorry, bustling down the line. And Iglesias coming down. But how did he even see that ball? Iglesias dives in head first. I don't know if they'll check this out for review. But he gets the ball, tosses it, and Payamp is just late getting there. And watch Iglesias come in. Yeah, left hand gets there right before the right spike of Payamp gets there. Watch his left hand here coming through. Boom, gets the base. Payamp is not even there yet. So give Iglesias a lot of credit for hustle and busting it out.
Pat Murphy out of the dugout, and we've got a pitching change. All tied up 4-4. We're in the 5th here in Milwaukee. And welcome back as new pitcher into the game. It's Aaron Ashby, and you look at his numbers, 14 appearances, a 2.86 ERA. He's 28 1/3 innings. And this left-hander has really good stuff.
Yeah, sinker. He'll change up as well. He throws the curve slider. He's got a nice mix. The sinker is the primary one. Gets a lot of ground balls.
Next offering to Nimmo is in for a strike. Yeah, that sinker averages a little over 96 miles an hour.
And I mean, that's 4-seam speed when you see 99, but also with that kind of bite.
The breaking ball misses inside.
You talk about a moment of leverage, right? You bringing in this left-handed specialist with this kind of arm. 4-4 in the 5th, but this is a big out right here.
Big spot, tied at 4. And Nimmo fouls it away.
And Nimmo had a tough second half. Obviously a big hit in game 1 against the Braves to help propel the Mets to this point to get into the postseason. He will work the count very well.
And a breaking ball misses downstairs. So Nimmo here at the plate with Lindor at second. Iglesias is at first, tied at 4. And that one on the ground. Adames sliding play, squirts out of his glove. Everybody's safe. And it'll be an infield single.
Well, Nimmo just made such a good in-at-bat adjustment. I mean, you're facing 99 sinking left on left, and he just stays by and chokes up. And Adames, once again, the sharp angle. He's playing more on the dirt, so he has to go back in the outfield, try to get the transfer with guys with some speed. And so he could not make it quick enough, and the bobble caused him to not be able to close it out.
Vientos laces one the other way. In to score is Lindor. Here comes Iglesias. Throw to the plate. Too late. It's a 2-run single for Vientos, and the Mets have a 6-4 lead.
Well, you think about small ball and base running. Well, the Mets said, oh, we got this in our back pocket as well. Being aggressive, Vientos attacking and fighting it off to go the other way. I mean, this is a great piece of hitting. This is a lot of velocity to stay behind and punch it through. And then the base running starts. Picks up the bat and never underestimate. Look at Lindor just thinking about that. And Iglesias coming in feet first with a nice backdoor slide with a throw up the line. And you know, we talk about Lindor doing all kinds of things, but getting that bat, I mean, you got to, you know, you're thinking about scoring, yes, but you're also thinking the guy coming behind you who could get hurt stepping on it or anything could happen. So you get the 2 runs out of it and reset.
Well, this is a Met team through June 2nd. They were 24-35. They finished 65-38, the best record in the majors As the great Gary Cohen said, from 0-5 to OMG. I loved it.
Yes.
Pete Alonso now. And that one squirts away from Contreras and racing down to second, Vientos. So that one, Contreras just tried to keep it in front, kind of spilled away from him. It'll be a wild pitch.
Well, you get caught in between of, you know, you got to be in block mode, runner on third base. It changes that equation. Sure, you want to frame, but you also want to make sure you stop that ball from going to the backstop.
Here's a 1-0. And that one in the dirt. This is the time of year, by the way, the national broadcasters come in and the home fans are furious. In this case, two amazing broadcasting crews. Gary, Keith, and Ron with the Mets. And of course, on the TV side for the Brewers, Brian Anderson and Bill Schroeder. Rock.
Yeah, incredible.
They do great work. JD Martinez is going to hit here in Jesse Winker's spot.
Alonso at first now.
How about this game? Back and forth we go. You talk about a seesaw affair. Brewers led 2-0. Mets took a 3-2 lead. Brewers took a 4-3 lead. Now it's 6-4 Mets. And with 2 outs, the bases are loaded, and they look for more with JD Martinez up. And a big swing and a miss.
Well, Martinez had his struggles lead, but he was able to find a way to just get those hits the last game of the season, just to get that comfort. He was a big stretch.
Jack swing and he went, and now it's 0-2.
I'm not sure he got, you know, he had a huge offer, but he brings so much to this team. Now he's just trying to fight for contact.
Nimmo at third, Vientos at second, Alonso at first. The pitch inside. I mean, this game has had some traffic. This is the 27th plate appearance tonight with runners on base, both teams combined.
Wow.
The 1-2. Nice foul back to the screen. JD Martinez. The Mets signed him late, March 22nd. Or March 23rd, actually, to be correct. 1 year, $12 million. A guy who was very familiar with him, David Stearns. The 1-2. And that is in the dirt. And I say very familiar with him.
Yeah. David
was familiar with JD Martinez from his time with the Astros. In fact, David Stearns was in the room March 22nd of 2014 when JD Martinez was released.
Ouch.
And began the journey to the Tigers and onward to becoming one of the elite guys. He grounds one through the right side. That's a base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes Vientos. He's in. JD Martinez off the bench knocks in 2 with a single. And the Mets have opened up an 8-4 lead.
You know, now Carlos Mendoza got questions about whether JD Martinez would even be on this roster. His struggles were that profound. 6 for 55 in September. But he brings so much more than just those numbers because of what he's meant to this team, improving the hitting approach of all these hitters through the lineup, but also the ability to hit left-handed pitching.
First one to Starling Marte, misses. Ashby ready and deals. And that's too high.
Well, Ashby's not been able to locate his secondary pitches much at all. He's had to rely on that fastball a lot, and it's a good one, the sinker, but the Mets have been able to time it up well.
Here's a 2-0. And that one clipped the K zone, but plate umpire Alex Tosi said, no, sir.
And you mentioned the framing. That's a tough one to frame when you're coming and your mentality is down to up. Hard to get that pitch that's up and try to bring it back.
The 3-1 or 3-0, I should say, is ball 4. And now Pat Murphy out of the dugout, and he's going to make another pitching change. Nick Mears up. Well, how do you like this? This Brewers bullpen that's been so outstanding this year has not been able to stem the tide. The Mets lead at 8-4. Here's Tyrone Taylor. And he laces one to center field. Coming on is Mitchell, and he makes the catch. The Mets score 5 times, all with 2 outs, and take an 8-4 lead.